I'd like to open up for questions.
Okay, so drinking, like right now I'm drinking 1% milk, so would you recommend I go to whole then?
Yes. This whole craze today of low fat, reduced fat, some wrong advice, and it's leading to obesity and diabetes. We need fat. And if you can try to get raw, it's even better. Now, I do like raw cream and raw butter, okay? That's very good, especially fast oxidizer, you need it every meal. But for milk, I recommend raw, and you can get about, I would say for milk I would do about 4 ounces. You don't want to do too much, okay, because it becomes kind of yin. But it needs to be whole, full fat.
A lot of the foods that you showed right there are what a lot of the community members get through commodities and through WIC.
Right.
That's like the foods that they give them to eat.
Right.
So they don't really have a choice because then a lot of them don't have the money to afford these rich foods or natural from the store.
Yeah, and that's a good point. That's difficult, but I don't know if we could provide education too. I don't know with these organizations that we can provide education, and maybe down the road they can kind of change their whole system around to provide healthier options for people, okay? Because it really is a problem, because even if they can't afford it, it's still damaging to the body. It's just it's unhealthful. So there's ways to get around it though. You can find some cheaper foods. For example, let's say sardines. They're not too expensive. It just depends on if they're on sale, but sometimes you can get them for maybe a couple bucks or so. But I can see that being a problem. It's just we have to provide education to everyone. I just think that the more education we provide, we can change the world, and we can wake up people in these organizations as well. So, any other questions?
What did you say about tea on this?
Okay, so tea and coffee, anything with caffeine can actually dehydrate the body. And that's a problem for diabetics. So mainly what you want to do is you want to drink spring water. Go get some spring water, and 3 quarts a day is what you need.
So is those like the water bottles that you buy, the ones that say spring water are the one?
Yeah.
Well, because a lot of times everything is just so confusing, mixed. Don't do this, do this, don't do that. And then like they were saying about spring water, that wasn't really spring water. So it's just, like what you just presented is just totally confusing now. Because we're nutrition and we tell them don't do this, don't do that. And then you turn around and you're telling us that it's okay to eat all of this stuff. And it's just like, we already told the people to eat more fruits and vegetables, and then now you're telling us don't do it this way.
Okay? And there's so much information. Everyone talks about fruit. So many organizations, everyone says eat fruit. It's not healthy at all. Now, as far as...
Isn't fruit more healthier than eating a candy bar or the sweet stuff, donuts and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's more natural for your body to process that kind of sugar than the sugar like donuts, isn't it?
I would say that fruit is still harmful for diabetics, and this is the reason. It's a hybrid today, genetically modified. Hybrid means that there's less minerals today and more sugar, including fructose. It's mainly sugar, less minerals today. And that's the worst thing for diabetics. And I haven't had sugar in years. I've had a very clean diet for many years, and I feel great without fruit. Cooked vegetables is so much more healthy for you. You're getting all these minerals. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
How do you cook
And the spring water, yes, it will be listed, spring water. There's various brands out there, okay, Crystal Geyser, there's other ones out there. Also, if someone can't find spring water, there's even a website that I've had clients go to before where you can find a spring in your area. It's called findaspring.com. You can go there and find a spring, and you can go get water there.
What do you drink then? What kind of spring water would you usually get for water?
There's various ones you can get out there. There's even, I believe, Hawaiian Springs, but I drink Crystal Geyser for the most part.
How do you cook your vegetables?
And there's different ways you can do it, okay? I think steaming is wonderful. Steaming, that's where you can
So give
really,
me a typical day's diet for you.
okay. Here, she was asking what a typical diet is for me, so cooked vegetables, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You want a variety, right? So, you don't want to eat the same vegetables like for 3 days straight, right? But cooked vegetables, let's say,
Okay, vegetable is very, give me specific.
okay, so the nightshade vegetables, you want to stay, I don't eat those, okay? Tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, and eggplants, you want to stay away from those. They have a toxic chemical. But let's say I want broccoli, or I want cauliflower, there's turnips, there's rutabagas, like the root vegetables. You can have spinach. I will say one thing right now, though, that clients need to stay away from. There's a toxic metal that's being shown up in kale right now. See, the problem is our environment's very toxic. There's toxic metals everywhere, So kale is one that I'm telling clients to avoid right now. But so you have the cooked vegetables. I like sea salt. You sprinkle it on your foods. That will provide extra minerals. You want to stay away from table salt that's been refined. Minerals, of course, have been taken out. There's usually aluminum in there as well. And then animal protein, maybe you'll have eggs. You want to have eggs that have a little bit of runny yolk. And then, or you can have, I can have turkey sausage for breakfast. That's a good breakfast. Or let's say for lunch, I want turkey, or I want chicken, or I want some lamb is another example. Or I have some sardines, okay? And what's good is you have your animal protein with your vegetables, or you can have a starch with your vegetables, but you don't want to mix them where you're doing starch, protein, and vegetables, because that can really upset digestion. So let's say twice a day you want animal protein. The other meal you can have like a complex carb. What I like is blue corn chips. Have you tried those before? They're so healthy and they're high in selenium. So you can have blue corn chips, blue corn tortillas.